Let me ask you something. Why are you still broke even with a salary? You work hard, you show up every day, you get a paycheck. Maybe it is not a fortune, but it is decent money, enough to live on, enough to survive. So why, at the end of every month, is your bank account empty? Why does every unexpected expense feel like a disaster? Why are you living paycheck to paycheck even though you are not spending on crazy things? If that sounds like you, you are not alone. Millions of people make good money but have nothing to show for it. They work 40, 50, 60 hours a week and still cannot afford an emergency, still cannot save, still cannot breathe. The problem is not your income. The problem is not that you are lazy or stupid or bad with money. The problem is simple. You do not have a system. But today that changes. Today I am going to show you the simplest, most powerful budgeting rule that exists. It is called the 50-30-20 rule, and it is going to change everything. By the end of this video, you will know exactly where your money should go. You will have a clear plan, and you will finally stop wasting money and start building a life you can afford. Let me show you how. Let me tell you about Alex. Alex is 28 years old. He works as a customer service manager at a mid-sized company. He makes $3,500 a month after taxes. Not rich, but not poor either. Just average. Alex lives in a one-bedroom apartment. He drives a used car. He does not buy designer clothes. He does not take expensive vacations. He lives a normal life. But Alex is always broke. Every month the same thing happens. His paycheck hits his account. He pays his rent. He pays his car payment. He buys groceries. He fills up his gas tank. He goes out with friends a few times. He orders food when he is too tired to cook. And by the end of the month, his account is empty. Sometimes worse than empty. Sometimes he has to use his credit card just to make it to the next paycheck. Alex does not understand it. He is not going to fancy restaurants. He is not gambling. He is not shopping every day. He is just living. But living is costing him everything he makes, and he has nothing saved. Not a single dollar set aside for emergencies. No emergency fund. No savings account. Nothing. One day, Alex's car breaks down. The mechanic says it will cost $800 to fix. Alex does not have $800, so he puts it on a credit card. A credit card that already has a balance of $2,000. Now he owes more, and the minimum payment goes up, and the stress gets worse. That night, Alex lies in bed staring at the ceiling, and he asks himself the same question millions of people ask every night. Where does all my money go? He makes a decent salary. He works hard, but he has nothing. No savings, no security, no peace of mind, just stress, debt, and confusion. Maybe you know how Alex feels. Maybe you have asked that same question. Maybe you are living that same life right now. If you are, keep watching. Because what Alex learned next changed everything for him. And it can change everything for you too. The next day, Alex decided to do something he had been avoiding for years. He decided to track where his money actually went. He pulled up his bank statements. He looked at every transaction from the past month, and what he found shocked him. He was not spending on big, obvious things. There was no single giant expense that was ruining him. It was 1,000 tiny leaks. Coffee every morning, $5. That is $150 a month. Lunch at work 4 times a week, $12 each time. That is almost $200 a month. Streaming services he barely watched, $43 a month. Impulse buys on Amazon, $15 here, $25 there. Over $100 a month on things he did not even remember buying. Eating out on weekends because he was too tired to cook, $60, $70, $80 every weekend. None of these things felt like mistakes in the moment. A coffee is just a coffee. Lunch is just lunch. But when Alex added it all up, he realized he was spending over $800 a month on things that were not even important to him. That was the problem. Alex did not have bad intentions. He was not trying to waste money. He just did not have a system. He did not have a plan. Every dollar that came in just drifted out. No direction, no purpose, no control. And this is the problem most people have. It is not that they are reckless. It is that they are directionless. Money comes in, money goes out, and they have no idea where it is actually going. You cannot fix what you cannot see. And Alex could not see where his money was going until he forced himself to look. But once he saw the problem, he could finally find a solution. That is when Alex found the 50-30-20 rule. It was not complicated. It was not overwhelming. It was just a simple, clear system for managing money. Here is how it works. Every month after taxes, you take your income and divide it into 3 categories. 50% goes to needs. These are things you must pay for to survive. Rent, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, the basics. 30% goes to wants. These are things that make life enjoyable but are not essential. Eating out, entertainment, hobbies, shopping, fun. 20% goes to savings and debt. This is your future, emergency fund, retirement, paying off credit cards, building security. That is it, 50-30-20, 3 simple numbers, 1 powerful system. Alex stared at the screen. For the first time in years, money made sense. It was not about tracking every single dollar. It was not about living like a monk and never having fun. It was just about having a plan. 50% for things you need, 30% for things you want, 20% for your future. Simple, clear, doable. Alex grabbed his notebook. He did the math. His monthly income after taxes was $3,500. 50% of that was $1,750 for needs. 30% was $1,050 for wants. 20% was $700 for savings and debt payoff. He looked at those numbers, and for the first time in a long time he felt hope, not because the numbers were perfect, but because now he had a target, he had a framework, he had control. The 50-30-20 rule does not require you to be perfect. It does not require you to give up everything you enjoy. It just requires you to be intentional. And that is what Alex was ready to do. He was ready to stop drifting. He was ready to take control. Let me show you exactly how he did it, and how you can do it too. Let's start with the first category, needs. 50% of your income should go toward things you absolutely need to survive and function. These are not optional. These are essentials. But here is where most people go wrong. They confuse wants with needs. Let me be clear. A need is something you cannot live without. A want is something you prefer to have. Rent or mortgage, that is a need. You need shelter. But a $2,000 luxury apartment when you could afford a $1,000 decent place, that is a want disguised as a need. Groceries, need, you have to eat. But eating out 5 nights a week, that is a want. Transportation to work, need. But a brand new car with a $500 monthly payment when you could get a used car for $200, that is a want. This is critical. Most people blow their budget in the needs category because they are actually funding wants and calling them needs. Alex did this too. Let me show you his breakdown. His needs were: rent $900, utilities, electric, water, internet, $130, groceries, $300, car payment, $280, car insurance, $120, gas, $100, phone bill, $60, total, $1,890. Wait, Alex's needs were supposed to be $1,750, but his actual needs were $1,890. He was already over by $140. So Alex had to make a choice. He looked at his list. What could he cut? He could not cut rent. He was locked into a lease. But he made a note. When the lease ended, he would find a cheaper place or get a roommate. He could not cut car insurance or gas. Those were fixed. But groceries, he realized he was wasting food, buying things he did not need, not meal planning. He cut his grocery budget to $250. Phone bill, he switched to a cheaper plan, $45 instead of $60. Utilities, he started being more careful with electricity, turning off lights, unplugging devices. He got it down to $110. Those small changes saved him $95. Now his needs were $1,795, still a little over but close, and he had a plan to reduce it further. Here is the lesson. Your needs should be lean, not miserable but lean. You are not trying to suffer, you are trying to be smart. Ask yourself, is this truly a need or is it a one I have gotten used to? Be honest, because every dollar you save in your needs category is a dollar you can use for your future. Now let's talk about wants. This is where life gets fun. 30% of your income is for wants, things you enjoy, things that make you happy, things that are not essential but make life worth living. And this is important. You are allowed to have wants. You are allowed to enjoy your money. The 50-30-20 rule is not about deprivation. It is about balance. But here is the key. Your wants must stay within 30%. You cannot let them bleed into your needs or your savings. You have to control them. Let me show you what Alex's wants looked like before he started budgeting. Eating out and takeout, $320 a month. Coffee shop runs, $150. Streaming services, $43. Shopping clothes, gadgets, random stuff, $200. Going out with friends, bars, movies, events, $180. Total, $893 a month. His budget for wants was $1,050, so technically he was under, but barely, and he was not saving anything. So all his extra money was going to wants and nothing was going to his future. Alex realized he needed to make cuts. Not brutal cuts, just intentional ones. He canceled 2 streaming services he rarely used, saved $28. He started making coffee at home 4 days a week, saved about $100. He set a shopping budget of $100 a month and stuck to it. He limited eating out to twice a week instead of 5 or 6 times. With these changes, his wants dropped to around $650 a month. That left him $400 extra he could put towards savings and debt. Here is why people overspend on wants. It is emotional. You had a hard day at work. You deserve a treat. You buy something. You are bored. You scroll on your phone. You see an ad. You click. You buy. You are with friends. Everyone is ordering appetizers and drinks. You do not want to look cheap. You spend more than you planned. It is not about the money. It is about the feeling, and companies know this. They design everything to make you feel like you need it right now. But here is the truth. Real happiness does not come from impulsive spending. It comes from control, from knowing you can enjoy life and still build a future. The 50-30-20 rule gives you permission to spend on wants, but it also gives you boundaries, and boundaries are where freedom actually lives. Now we get to the most important part. The 20%. This is your future. This is your safety net. This is what keeps you from panicking when life throws a curveball. 20% of your income should go toward 2 things: savings and paying off debt. Let me break that down. First, build an emergency fund. This is money you do not touch unless there is a real emergency. Car breaks down, medical bill, lost your job. That is what this is for. Your goal is to save at least $1,000 as fast as possible. That covers most small emergencies. Then, over time, build it up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Second, pay off high-interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, anything with interest over 10%. This debt is killing you. Every month you wait, you pay more in interest. Put as much of your 20% toward debt as you can until it is gone. Once it is gone, redirect that money to savings and investing. Let me tell you what happened to Alex. When he started the 50-30-20 rule, he had $2,300 in credit card debt at 22% interest. He also had 0 savings. His 20% was $700 a month. He split it like this: $300 toward building an emergency fund, $400 toward paying off the credit card. Every month he stuck to this. It was hard. There were things he wanted to buy. There were times he was tempted to skip a month, but he did not. He stayed disciplined. After 3 months, he had $900 saved. After 6 months, his credit card was paid off completely. And then something amazing happened. That $400 he had been putting toward debt, now he could put it toward savings. So now he was saving $700 a month. By the end of the year, Alex had over $6,000 in his emergency fund. $6,000. He had never had that much money in his life. And for the first time ever, when his car needed new tires, he did not panic. He just paid for it, in cash, from his emergency fund. Then he refilled the fund over the next 2 months. Let me ask you something. What if an emergency happened tomorrow? What if your car broke down? What if you lost your job? What if you had a medical bill? Would you be okay, or would you panic? If you do not have savings, every emergency becomes a crisis. But if you have even $1,000 set aside, you can breathe. You can handle it. That is what the 20% gives you. Not just money, peace of mind. Let me give you 2 real examples, so you can see exactly how this works. Example 1. Income equals $3,000 month after taxes. 50% needs equals $1,500. Rent $800. Utilities $100. Groceries $250. Transportation $200. Insurance $100. Phone $50. 30% wants equals $900. Eating out $300. Entertainment $200. Shopping $200. Hobbies $200. 20% savings debt $600. Emergency fund $300. Debt payoff $300. Visual cue, pie chart showing the breakdown clearly. Each section labeled and color-coded. Example 2. Income equals $5,000 month after taxes. 50% needs equals $2,500. 30% wants equals $1,500. 20% savings debt equals $1,000. The percentages stay the same. The amounts grow, but the system works at any income level. This is the beauty of the 50-30-20 rule. It scales with you. Whether you make $2,000 a month or $10,000 a month, the framework stays the same. You just plug in your numbers and follow the plan. Before we finish, let me warn you about the 3 biggest mistakes people make with this rule. Mistake 1, treating wants as needs. I need this new phone. I need to eat out because I am too busy to cook. I need this subscription. No, you do not. Be honest with yourself. If it is not essential for survival, it is a want. And that is okay. Just call it what it is. Mistake 2, not tracking your spending. You cannot follow the 50-30-20 rule if you do not know where your money is going. Track it. Use an app. Use a notebook. Use a spreadsheet. Just track it. Mistake 3, giving up after 1 bad month. You are going to mess up. You are going to overspend 1 month. You are going to have an unexpected expense. That is life. Do not give up. Just adjust and keep going. This is not about perfection. This is about progress. Every month you follow this rule, even imperfectly, you are building a better financial future. Here is exactly what you need to do right now. 4 simple steps. Step 1, calculate your after-tax income. Look at your paycheck. What actually hits your bank account every month? Write it down. Step 2, divide it. Multiply by 0.5, 0.3, and 0.2. Write down those 3 numbers. That is your budget. Step 3, track your spending for 1 month. Write down everything you spend. Compare it to your budget. See where you are over. See where you need to cut. Step 4, adjust and improve. Make changes, cut waste, redirect money, build your emergency fund, pay off debt, and keep going. That is it. 4 steps. You can do this today, right now. Do not wait for next month. Do not wait for the perfect time. Start now. 1 year ago, Alex was broke, stressed, and hopeless. Today, he has over $8,000 saved, 0 credit card debt, and complete control over his money. He did not get a raise. He did not win the lottery. He just followed a system, the 50-30-20 rule. And you can do the same. Your financial future does not depend on how much you make. It depends on what you do with what you make. So stop wasting money. Stop living paycheck to paycheck. Stop letting life just happen to you. Take control. Use the 50-30-20 rule. Start today. Your future self is waiting, and they are going to thank you. If this video helped you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let's build better financial futures together.